no place to escape to.
This is the last podcast.
On the left.
Side stories.
That's when the cannibalism started.
Side stories. Yes.
Henry, what are you looking at there?
Oh, really? Very natural. Very natural. I am looking at this website. Tell me, I don't know. There's
a lot going on at that website there. What's it called?
There's a lot of bling on this. It's called prayOrBePrayed.com.
Okay.
And let me see here. Like, does this sound? Just ask me. Does this sound biased in any way, shape, or form?
Okay.
Eventually, the quote-unquote COVIDians, they come to admit that COVID cannot be proven to exist, but they will keep it at a state religion, so creepo can continue to virtual signal face diapers jabbing their kids with quote-unquote sacred phallus mystery fluids. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of independent research here.
Face diapers just reminds me of the movie The Visit. Not to have a spoiler, but it's 10 years old, so get on it.
Get on it. And apparently all this was directed by Israel Prime Minister Menachem Begin. I don't know really, where is this? There seems to be a lot here. I see the word Ashkenazi. Is that bad? Is that bad for the radio?
My friend, I don't know what any of it means.
Are they going to flag us again?
Well,
because the transhumanism
Do we get flagged?
episode, for COVID-19 misinformation. And I was like, oh, you mean it's too truthful for Spotify? Oh, wow.
Oh, man, I love the corporate overlords with such a great sense of irony. So intelligent. Welcome to Side Stories, everyone. Ben hanging out with Henry. Henry has stomach problems. I'm having a side issue because I stepped into a car because I had to go drinking at the bar.
You had to.
And I pulled I think it's my side muscle.
Listen to what has just been said. I'm looking right down the pipe of the camera for the Patreon subscribers. Listen to what was just said. Kissel was hurt bending into an Escalade.
Damage.
I went to have dinner.
I wouldn't say bending, I would say extending
into an Uber XL because that's how he has to travel. And that is not even because of comfort. That is because of just his legs.
It's a tall tax. We don't talk about it in this country.
It's tall tax.
And I think that's the most important issue going on this week.
Oh, absolutely. It's the only issue we'll get into.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But it is interesting. Have you ever heard this thing? They said apparently Uber and Lyft will slowly but surely bump up the prices to see if you will look and check. And that these slowly raise the prices on you?
It goes up and down depending on traffic and demand, I think.
Ashkenazi. I'm just going to say it again. We can't use that as the title of the episode. Okay?
No, that's
just know that, Rob.
That's the only thing. We're going to get flagged. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening.
Did you welcome us? Did you welcome us?
I said welcome to Side Stories, Ben and Henry. Yeah,
I was just so wrapped up in all of this information I just uncovered.
Well, speaking of information, this Friday, all right, you got to come. Okay, you got to come to the Avalon.
Yep.
We're doing this thing. And forget if you're like, I hate Netflix. Don't just pretend it's not Netflix.
Please.
We're just going to be there.
It's a Side Story show. Just come to see us do a Side Story shows. It'll be fun. This is not one of those fully desperate. We have sold tickets. However, I think we're competing with really people like
that
Dave
are
Chappelle.
Like famous people.
Yeah, very famous people.
And then we're just like, we haven't thought about what we're going to say yet. And so come and see us.
Truth tellers. Tips of the spears. Yet to declare bankruptcy, which is the final chapter of a truth teller.
The Texas two-step. We talked about it on Top App.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, check us out this Friday. We can't wait to see you. And it's going to be super chill and super fun. And no matter what, we'll have a great time. And it's a little bit more intimate than our larger shows. Because I believe it's around 450 or so folks.
Absolutely. And you're going to see Fernando on the tubes. I don't know if he's going to be directly on stage. Are you ready? Is he going to get all maked up? We're going to get him up in there, ready to perform, ready for him to see the people.
I think that was a yes. It was a nervous laugh, sort of like he didn't enjoy being put on the spot, and sort of now he is forced to be there because we've said it publicly. And is he happy? Is he not? We don't know. He's what we call one of our employees.
Sphinx. A mystery. Sphinx. God, I still have food poisoning. I was talking about this on Sirius XM yesterday, like when we did the show. I'm not feeling good. We're all falling apart. I'm not even 40 yet. I shouldn't be like the rest of you. Well, I should still be young and filled with life and vigor and cum and hair.
Well, you are full of all of those things, along with a dookie.
Not anymore, and that's thanks to my new toilet.
We actually discussed this on, yesterday's episode of Sirius. I read a study when it comes to boinking yourself to death, heart attacks during sex. Yeah. The average age of death is 38. So be careful, my friend.
Bring it on. I can't wait for my cause of death to be coochie. I want it to be that. Obviously, I've talked about this on the show for years. Mm-hmm. Natalie has it. It is written into it's somewhere on
It's in the will.
Yeah, that she has to sit on my face until I'm dead when I'm in hospice.
Absolutely.
But that's not the only breaking news today. We've had a couple of really interesting stories. Obviously, there's a lot of turmoil currently in the news.
Absolutely. We'll get to some of the more serious stuff on top. We'll try to make it as light as possible, but sometimes things are just so heavy, it ain't easy.
Again, I would just want to say, just reach out to me, Henry, theabortionist@gmail.com. I'm coming to your neighborhood. I'm coming with my hook. I'm coming with my stick and prod. I'm coming with my diaper. No, it's going to be like the Music Man.
Oh,
everyone's going to come and be like, did you hear? Did you hear? The abortionist is in town. And then I'm going to pull up in a little stagecoach and I'm going to be giving abortions by hand, the old hipster, the old new way, because hipsters now do everything by hand.
Kind of like the dentist approach from Django Unchained, Mr. Olt. Fantastic. All right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we are so pro-abortion. I think that it should be mandatory.
Again, mandatory is not the right answer. It's about choice. It's about freedom. But you know what? You mentioned food poisoning, and this story, it could have been me yesterday, because you know where I was? Dave and Buster's.
What?
Because
I took our friend from out of town to Dave and Buster's.
No. He never met up with me. He refused. He had to go to tour SoFi Stadium. He said. With his so cool friends. But no, we just happened to be down there.
He went to go have a better time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So we went and had a nice little business meeting and whatever, aka chicken wings. And then I'm walking by and I see the premiere of Doctor Strange.
Oh, God.
And it was right by Dave and Buster's. And I was like, oh my God, Dave and Buster's.
Do you think Benedict Cumberbatch is going to be in it?
He wasn't.
No.
Anyway, Dave and Buster's, it still holds up. It's just as sticky as ever. And I can't say the video games have gotten any better.
No.
At this point, they're just things that you can touch, and maybe you can impregnate yourself if you sit on one of the controllers.
I mean, it's all just kid juice.
It's disgusting. However, it was fun. And I didn't do what the person in this first story did, specifically when it comes to violence in New York City.
Oh, you didn't stab somebody else? Now, this takes place, of course, in the Dave & Buster's in Times Square.
Which also, I've been to many times because during their happy hour, when you're dead broke, it's affordable. It was $3 24-ounce Bud Lights.
No, they get you fucked up. They can get you fucked up.
It's weird when you're there and the kids are running around like, Daddy, Daddy. And they're like, is that your son? I'm like, no, I'm just here for the Bud Lights.
I'm here alone.
Yeah.
They don't actually, I'm surprised that you can drink alone in a Dave & Buster's and not have to have a child with you.
They track you.
And stuff.
They do track you.
Oh, they check in?
They kind of like the bartender's always just like looking at you a little bit like.
You're like, no, I just don't have a home. But this man was arrested. A man was arrested. He stabbed a man to death in Dave & Buster's. Now, we've covered a lot of restaurant violence, specifically this year here on Side Stories. It seems to be, it's really intense out there. Maybe it's because of the higher gas prices. Maybe it's supply lines.
It could be supply lines.
People are feeling the heat and people are getting really worked up over absolutely nothing. And this guy, apparently, this happened, 10:45 on a Saturday night.
Okay.
I guess Dave & Buster's, that's bumping.
And I also want to clarify the name of the person who was arrested for stabbing was Jesse Armstrong.
Jesse Armstrong.
The victim was Alan Stanford. Now, the one interesting thing, and again, not victim blaming whatsoever, no one deserves to get stabbed over a prize.
It sounds like you're about to, though.
Alan was 39 and Jesse was 41. My question is this.
What is happening?
They
were fighting over a prize, of a game prize.
Yes,
this is what we're doing.
From a claw game, most likely.
Yeah, or it was one of those. Does Dave & Buster's, let me just ask before you, let me clarify. At Dave & Buster's, do you get tickets and then bring it to a place where you then get the prizes from it? Like at a counter?
10 years in waiting. Finally, I'm the expert. I'm not going to let the power go to my head.
I'm so...
Yes, but yes, Henry, there are ticket-related...
But
prizes.
but you go like they used to back in the day.
Yeah,
where
you play
go
Papa Shot and you get the tickets, and then you go, and then you get
bundle them all up.
You bundle them up, and then you get like a big worm or toilet seat. I don't know what they're giving out, but anyway, whatever.
A toilet seat would be incredible with all of your children's favorite characters all on the rim, so mommy can piss all over them. Mommy, you pissing on Nero? What's his name? Nemo?
Nemo.
You pissing on Nemo?
Well, Nemo is a freshwater fish, so perhaps they'll enjoy it. Also, dolphins, oh my God, they're mammals, they breathe oxygen. They also rape. So, okay, for all you dolphin lovers out there.
We were very hungover.
It doesn't matter because it's not a show about wildlife.
That's why we're not bringing up biology anymore. We're just not going to bring it up.
These people were playing the remote control quadcopter drone game. Now, this is for a top shelf gift. And so we're talking something like a large Mickey Mouse. Maybe you get a new wife.
did you get a new wife at David Buster's? Is it take a wife, leave a wife?
So what happened was, as he attempted, so he got the drone. So the drone like grabs this thing, right? As he attempted to grab it, the package fell and almost hit a child who was reportedly with the other man.
Okay,
now,
sure.
I'm not going to tell people how to parent. It does seem like daddy might be getting a little drunk because it's 10:45.
Yeah, because he's
on
been
a
hanging
Saturday.
out with the denim-clad loner all night, just being like, fuck your fucking family. It's the easiest thing to make a fucking family. Got to do is come inside and keep it.
Absolutely. And now, of course, again, might be forced to. So
It's very scary.
the two men began shoving and punching one another. And then Armstrong, again, the 41-year-old man, pulled out a large knife, which
Wow.
I guess he just had the whole time.
I mean, maybe
This is
you
why I
think-
don't mess with anybody. I don't mess with
No,
people ever.
especially parents, because I live around the corner from a fucking middle school. I'm between a middle school and a high school.
Yeah.
And it's a middle school and an elementary school. And these fucking parents, because they act like they're just the most special, privileged, like, oh, they take over the whole street just to get your these
It's a
kids
school's parking lot.
These kids are going to do nothing. These kids are going to provide nothing. There's nothing for them. I'm drinking their milkshake. I'm making sure that they'll have nothing. And so you keep raising them so fruitlessly.
It's not true.
You're right. Who cares about these kids? But yes, again, you should have the option to get rid of them.
Yes. So anyway, Armstrong pulls a large knife from his back pocket, stabbed Stanford right in the chest.
What, because a bear hit his child in the head?
I believe that Armstrong was the one who won the product, and then it almost hit this dude's kid, and then they started fighting. He's like, don't let your product hit my kid. It's like, why is your kid at Dave & Buster's almost at midnight again? No shade, whatever. Parenting is hard. I'm sure the kid had a great time until his father was killed in front of his eyes. So Stanford was taken to St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital, and there they just had their crack research team come in and say he was dead.
He's dead. Actually,
So-
let me get a, all right, tug on his dick a little bit, sees it gets big. All right, okay, that's fine. Let's see, rolls him around, see if he farts.
I
Is he
love
dead?
it. So you're an abortionist, and now you're an ER doctor as well. This is Henry. You have you wear many hats.
It's because I take money straight. You just got to Venmo me.
Yes.
I don't go through insurance.
Oh, right now, by the way, if you are in New York, crime's up 42.7%. So isn't that fantastic? Thank you, Eric Adams, doing such a great
See,
job.
you're reading all this, and I'm looking at all of these prizes. All right, this Halo game actually is pretty fucking dope.
Dude, I am not even joking with you. Some of the games, if you're going to go top shelf at a D&B's, which is what I call it, the same way you say LRH, I go D&B's, they are no joke. And the one thing is, you have to remember this, if you're going in with a thieving mind, the games aren't in the packages.
No.
They get the
What?
games from the back.
What do you
I've
mean?
seen it happen. That's just an empty package.
What?
Yeah, and then they say, oh, you won the Xbox, and then they have somebody with a lock and key. They call like a Quasimodo type guy, and he's like, oh my God, someone won the Xbox. And then he goes to the back, and then he unlocks some random cage.
Finally, okay, I was looking up this whole time. What can you win at Dave & Buster's?
Bro, look at all the goods. You
This
can
is
get
garbage.
bites. It's not garbage.
You got that stupid little Japanese thing that's the egg. You ever seen that thing? My
Garbage.
niece is all into all of these like weird little like manga characters that are
Yes.
like, his name is Pitotu. He's an egg. He smiles.
He's
And I was
very
like, what-
cute.
what is that?
Well, it's a Pikachu. It can also help you find dead bodies if
That's
you're
not
playing Pokemon Go.
But that's not Pikachu. It's something else. It's not Pikachu. It's something else.
Well, we talked about it again, not to continue to plug our serious radio show, but the man who created the 14-year-old hologram girlfriend, that now they're having some issues because the system is breaking down.
Yes.
You look at this like, oh, what a bunch of stuffed crap. This could be somebody's future wife or future husband, and I think you need to show a little GD respect. So
you mean
David,
this this Deadpool doll? You could definitely fold that up inside of you. You have these Deadpool dolls. There's a Marvel hat. Well, there's a PS.
that's
there's a
what
PS4.
I'm saying,
There's
bro.
PS4.
There are some
Still, it's just a
serious
PS4.
gifts. Brother.
You don't.
Brother.
They have PS4s in jail.
No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
In Switzerland, maybe. In Sweden, Andres Breivik, I believe he was actually able to sue to get a PS2
He might have,
because
yes.
he said it was cruel and unusual that he didn't have.
They have an Xbox One. It's not even current.
It's a fucking free gift from Dave & Buster's.
It's not a
because-
free gift. You're spending hundreds of dollars on the
Not
game.
if you really can do it and you get in there and you win the prizes quite quickly, and then they'll actually kick you out once you figure it out. So anyway, Jesse Armstrong, you start your Saturday off. I'm gonna go play some music in Dave & Buster's. And then you end
Is
it
that
with
your Dumbwater impression? You were doing that.
Yeah.
You were doing
this
that
is
before the
Jesse
show.
Armstrong. He's a murderer. And you can play some video games, Dave and Buster's. And then by 11 p.m., you're a murderer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very quick.
What a day.
I feel like you should have opted out. Now, I just saw this picture of here. Now, this is some form of derivative of Sonic, right?
That's Sonic. That is Sonic. It literally has a tag that says Sonic on it.
But I fell off the wagon.
What do you mean? What happened?
There's a new Chris Chan documentary.
Oh my God!
That ended the whole thing. It's 2.5 hours long.
We're not. Chris Chan, for those that don't know, they're a person that had
sexually assaulted her own mother.
I don't want to even get into this.
It's a long thing. Look it up. Really get into it. And I listened to another one, and man, oh man, it's pretty rough. Now, because they really kept going. Because Chris Chan kept going and kept going and kept going, and there's just so many hours of it.
Yeah, because
and every moment it's worse than this. And I got food poisoning. I'm sitting there just watching this, and Chris Chan is food poisoning.
Yeah, I don't.
If it was a person.
We've actually had a company meeting about this. You're no longer allowed to watch Chris Chan. It's all you spoke about on the road for about 3 weeks, maybe even more. And you weren't sleeping, and you were like Robert Pattinson as Batman, but you weren't solving crime. You were just watching this monster.
I was versus the muddler.
Yes. By the way, that's on HBO right now. It's only on for 2 days. So if you have HBO, watch The Batman. It's the best.
Something sound way.
All right.
I have a very freaky story.
Okay, let's.
I don't want to talk about it here because we got a lot of murder and mayhem. Obviously, if you go to Dave and Buster's, all you're thinking about is murder.
I guess so. Be careful.
I am. I know I fucking am. Don't catch me there.
I love a good D&B.
But this is a story. It falls a little bit into the worlds of the wiggity and the wild and the strange.
Cool.
And I think it's really cool. Obviously, it could be debunked many different ways. But what really kind of make the back of my the four hairs on my head stand up.
Yeah.
And the back of my neck, which is full of hair now.
So many hairs.
They all stood up as well. This is all about back in the day. We had a thing called robocalls. Now we get them too.
Yep.
But the idea of you get these weird phantom calls. What if one starts getting more specific to you and you wonder why? Am I the target of these? And what the hell is going on? And is this not my robot clone with a phone?
Is this fun for a person or is this horrifying? Because I could also see it being kind of cool. If it was me from the future,
yes.
Be like, take a left, Ben. You're going to want to take a left.
No,
right
I hope Henry, fix me, give me investments, me. Tell me where to go. Where's the water line at? Where's the water? When the glaciers go, where's the water line crest? Where's to get that good new beachfront property?
Exactly.
So this is the story, the eerie story of Gary Sudbrink.
Oh.
Now, people talk about throughout all of the stories of high strangeness, phones are often used. And there was a book, I believe that we talked with the author. It might have been Mitch Horowitz. I forget who wrote the book, but the idea of technology with the occult and how it seems that every year, that in every generation of technology that passes, there is a new phenomena that gets attached to it. And this is just old school telephone.
And we talked a little bit last week with the AI microwave that tried to kill his former friend. It's really interesting, right?
Absolutely, because the more things you put together by hand in the real world that mimic a thing that seems to be super weird, the more you have made it real, right? You have made an AI. You've made a robot friend. That's what the man did. But this is something even weirder. This is when robocalls go on the attack.
Oh, my.
Now, this is 1993. Gary was an Air Force captain assigned. He worked at some medical pharmacy. This is San Antonio, Texas. I didn't know that they had that. I guess the military should. I imagine it would have its own pharmacies.
Absolutely.
And I guess you could be the fort's pharmacist.
Well, how else did they come up with the fantastic things like Agent Orange and all of the other wonderful Johnson & Johnson products that cause so much destruction, but the commercials are fun.
Oh, yes, absolutely. Now, this guy, he was Air Force captain, and he decided to go visit. He was from San Antonio, Texas. Obviously, he was stationed in San Antonio, Texas, and he wanted to go do a surprise, unannounced trip. This is what people used to do back in the day, Zoomers. They used to show up at somebody's house.
Which I'm going to say, obviously, as we know, the future doesn't necessarily mean progress, but this is one of the areas where we have improved.
Yes.
Because if someone just randomly shows up at my house,
you have to then entertain
here to stay
them.
for 3 days.
It's hey, man, it's me. I've got this new flu. You're like, oh, good, COVID-20. So he went to go visit friends in Long Island, New York.
Okay.
Now, he didn't tell anybody about his trip prior, but it seems that something knew what the hell was going on. This guy got this from normalparanormal.org.
Okay.
So he went to go stay with his parents that lived in New York. and he placed a call to his old buddy Mike. But Mike said, "It's so weird you call." He was like, "Hey, what's going on, dude? Why you call me back again so quick?"
Whoa.
He's like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, I spoke to you yesterday, Gary."
Is it possible that they were just hammered?
Well, we'll find out, right?
Okay.
And he was just like, Gary said, he was like, "Yeah." And Gary's like, "What?" And Mike's like, "Yeah, you called me yesterday about how you just flown into LaGuardia and you seemed like you were getting sick. Like you were sounding really like fucked up. You sounded really fucked up." And he was just like, "No, I came in through JFK today. This is me calling you right now today." And he's like, "Okay, well, you introduced yourself to me and we talked to each other. Like we said hello. I said, "This is Gary." And he said, "Yeah, it's me, Gary." But Mike was freaked out. So he said, "I'm not hanging with you." Literally,
just immediately.
His friend rejected him because his robot clone decided to impersonate him.
Isn't that interesting? Long Island, some of the most loyal and disloyal friends all at once.
What are you talking about?
They're loyal.
The only loyal man on Long Island's Billy Joel.
That's very true. Apparently, we're supposed to see him live.
I would love.
I
He's
guess
the best.
amazing.
He's a
They
titan.
say it's just a big karaoke.
And so, he's like, whatever. But as he was talking, Gary got another call.
Okay.
And he was like, his family was there with him, like as he got this call. So he got the other call, and this is the call. He decided to record it as it was going because it was so fucking weird. So this is the audio from the call. This is from February 8th, 1993.
Oh my God.
Now, this is a guy. His name is Gary Sudbrink. That is his name. And he got this call, and you're going to hear it in front of you're going to hear how he conversed in front of his own mother and father.
Wow, this is what our reality used to be.
Yes. I'll tell you who it is. Oh? Yeah. Do you want to speak to him? Gary's Sudbrink there. Yeah, who's this? Steven? Are you playing games with me?
Steven is his brother.
Oh.
Huh? Steven, if you're playing games, I'm going to kick your ass. So how long are you going to be back from Texas? Huh? You're being impersonated by the other voice. Yeah, this is you, Steven, you idiot.
Oh my God.
You're pissing me off. You jerk. I'm going to get you on... Let's see what it says. Review. One new call out of area. Is Steven out of the area? Are you going to be back from Texas? Wait, say that again? You're being impersonated by the other voice. Wait, hold on. Is Steven out of the calling area or what? What do you mean you don't know? He's in Queens. Who are you talking? I don't know who the fuck. Hello?
Brings mom in.
Hello?
Here's Gary's Sudbrink there.
Who is this? Let me talk to him. We can cut it here.
Whoa.
So this is the first call.
That is awesome.
Right? This is the very first call, and then there are two more over the next couple of days. They keep coming again and again. And so if you can't hear what he's saying, so how long are you going to be back from Texas?
Right.
So he kept saying, so he knew that whoever the voice was knew it was Texas. His brother Steve said it was not him. He was not doing it, right? And then he said, you're being impersonated by the other voice, which means nothing to anything, right? That technically doesn't mean anything, but he kept saying, we come. Later on, we come to be within this planet, in this planet, to visit the many, to be contacted as the same with you. He keeps saying all this shit, right? And it is really weird.
It's super crazy, and you can tell how triggering a relationship with the son and parents of a Long Island family is. Because
Deeply.
this entity was like, wait, what? Like at some point, the entity was like, you guys are kind of like scaring me now.
You'd be like, what?
You doing what? You calling me? You calling Gary?
Whoa, that is so cool. How'd you find that?
This is one of those I found on my it was one of my little places on the internet. Now, Gary has two brothers. Steven is 1 year older, and Brian is 5 years younger. He blamed this all on Steven, right? Now, the moment he received the first call, he thought it was Steven. The thing is that Steven said that he's not known to be a prankster.
Sure.
All right? But
to be honest, it doesn't sound like a prank.
no, it doesn't.
So he might be, is he known to be a sociopath?
I mean, he might be a crazy person, but there's another weird, high, strange story when it comes to Steven and Gary as well.
Okay.
Because this was also connected to Steven. Steven and Gary, one time, Steven was on his way to a wedding that was also in Long Island. And he happened to see his brother, Gary, drive up alongside him, make weird faces to get his attention, and then peel off. Right?
Okay, that's something brothers might do.
But Gary was not in Long Island at the time.
Whoa!
And he didn't have a car to drive, let alone make the model that he was apparently saw him driving, which was the exact make and model that was parked in Gary's residence in San Antonio. So he saw this thing. It was super fucking weird. Again, all of this could be coincidence, but, and then nothing happened ever since. Stephen and his father had both seen UFOs. Gary's had no anomalous experience whatsoever.
Well, and I think this proves once again that UFOs attack people with funny accents, whether it be Southern, Midwestern, or Long Island, because, I saw a UFO. And everyone's like, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, really, Jerry? Yeah, it was big. It was like a pizza in the sky. And like, I think you just saw a pizza, Gary, you fat fuck.
You saw a pizza.
Like, fuck you.
Well, thank you for bringing that to our attention. Very powerful stuff.
Well, I really got into that because I was reading, I felt back into a UFO, whole old school head, a UFO head place, which is like, because John Lear, who is a famous identity within the world of UFO. He was actually partnered with Bob Lazar for quite a period of time.
What a couple of studs.
Oh yeah, buddy. And the two of them, they were the Area 51 whistleblowers.
Beep, beep,
saying,
stud train coming through.
Oh yeah, chicka. Oh, it's out of fuel.
Oh.
Seems to be stuck outside of the lard factory.
Dang it.
But Bob Lazar, again, and John Lear, they split up. It seems something about ufology that seems to hurt friendships.
Well, sometimes the people that tend to go towards the heavens and look to the skies, for some reason they don't like the earth because perhaps they're prickly.
Also, the solo traveler travels farther.
Well,
Yep.
what? No. Well,
Nope. Got you. I've just beat him.
I don't know if that's true because
The
sometimes it's
solo
nice to have somebody else.
travels farther.
But what if you want to take a nap in the passenger seat and then the passenger can drive for a little while and you guys can take over? You like the gumball race.
Still, one of you always has got to go to the bathroom with your pesky human bladder.
That's why you have to sync up the bathrooms.
That's why you have to piss in your pants if you're driving.
Speaking of which,
But John Lear, he was talking about, he kind of came up with this idea that Area 51, he really kind of blew up Area 51 and he filmed an object flew
Is that a truck stop somewhere?
You can't bet on the gastrointestinal system of a ufologist. But he filmed a triangle craft coming out of Area 51. He was a part of that old school whistleblower thing. And he believes that the U.S. government works with at least 5 to 7 various alien races, some of which are not friendly. You ever look
that guy didn't seem friendly on the phone.
No, but it's very Men in Black-y.
Yeah, it was
right.
cool.
It's like the idea of like something kind of impersonating a human, acting like who knows, or it's just a dude he knows fucking with him.
Well, that's the 90s.
Yes.
That was so fun because you would hit star 69. Then they couldn't tell who was calling.
Yeah, dude.
So you could prank call your principal.
It was so good.
Everybody. You're gonna fucking die, asshole. And then just hang up.
Yeah.
You laugh with your
kill
friend.
your fucking family.
And then they sit there, they're like, oh my God, I'm so scared.
Shattered and
then
afraid.
you're laughing with your
But
friends.
You got them. You know it's funny.
Yeah, you know it's funny.
But then I got into Ross Coulter, who is a
goodness.
New York Times.
This food poisoning is really getting you going.
I have nothing with time to sit. I just sit and read. My eyeballs ain't sick. That's what I told Marcus. I'm like, get back to work. Your eyeballs ain't sick.
I know.
But my guts hurt. But I was watching this thing. Ross Coulter is this guy that has really been chasing down. He used to work for 60 Minutes Australia.
Okay.
And he used to be super respected. And then he fell into the UFO world and everything fell apart for him.
It's all gone.
And then Ross Coulter, who is a really good reporter, he was talking about this whole world of do you know about American usage of Australian land for nuclear testing and how it's also a place where we use that for very low frequency type of communications to go talk to nuclear subs in the Indian Ocean and
Good strategic location for us.
And that there's a lot of UFO activity out there. I also didn't know how many nuclear bombs we just dropped on Australia, that we did it that because of the open area inside of the outback. Yeah, it's all for fucking weapons testing. It's not cool, but
and
it's kind of at the same time though, I want to write a movie about mutated kangaroos.
That's right. And of course I was going to say that's why we've seen footage of angry kangaroo. And they'll beat the living crap out of you, and maybe we should have not tested all of our bombs on them and their children. But anyway,
Teenage Mutant Ninja kangaroos, but they also will fuck your wife.
I'm sure that's a fantasy for somebody out there.
Oh, yeah.
They're all muscle.
Do you remember Tank Girl?
Of course, I love Tank Girl.
They're all kangaroos in that. All the guys that want to fuck. That's one of those weird
Is
movies.
Ice-T a kangaroo or a
Yes.
dog?
I
thought he was a dog.
thought he was a kangaroo.
He might be a kangaroo.
But they also, it's weird because she wants to have sex with him the whole time.
Yeah, she's Tank Girl.
I know, but he's a kangaroo.
Yeah, but there's a water war going on. No more logic.
You're right.
But of course, sadly, didn't know that was a documentary. There is a water war going on right now.
I hate you.
I've been wanting to get to this story, but then of course we
sorry.
did have to do a very important.
I mean,
it is very important. It was
I just
cool.
like to send
Honestly,
our listeners after the truth.
That sent me chills. That message. Is your number? Is it Barry there?
We should do some prank calls this weekend. Like when we do, what if we did that from stage?
You can't.
What if we do Side Stories live? We just do prank calls live.
because you can't, Henry. Because someone looks at their smartphone, which is making us all dumber, and they say, "Oh, Henry's calling me."
But no, what
So you
if
can
you
be
write?
like, "Hey, no, this isn't Henry."
What if you type in a bunch of random numbers and then we go like, you bitch, for an hour?
Well, this is maybe why we're having a difficult time moving tickets, but I don't know.
No, they want to be a part of the experience.
They might want to. Again, can't wait to see you all at the Avalon. So this headline, I just love it. The headline is, "I drank a poop smoothie that gave me life-threatening diarrhea for science." Maybe this is something that you are doing right now for science.
I wish I knew I was a volunteer.
So this dude, he's 26 years old. His name is Jake Eberts.
Yes.
You could also just refer to him as Hero, but no, he is not Hero of the Week, although he is in contention. He agreed to drink a life-threatening concoction. It's cloudy, salty. It contained Shigella bacteria. Shigella bacteria. Shigella bacteria, which are usually found in poop. So the guy slammed it down. He downed a shot glass of it, and then he got really sick. And he did this at the University of Maryland so they can research dysentery. But my question
He
is,
did good, man. It was for the Shigella vaccine.
but don't we
Shigella?
don't we know?
What?
Like, why? Like, I feel like
You get sick, yeah.
2022.
Yeah, dysentery makes you sick.
So do we need to have this obviously most likely broke, maybe college student, 26-year-old Jake Eberts?
Oh, yeah.
Do we need to have this man?
No, it's actually very
recruited?
important. It's very, very important. It's to find out the effectiveness
he
of
died?
Then
What if he's-
another hero. Another hero, wouldn't they know? No, because they have antibiotics to fix it. So what they did was, they do already have it. What they're talking about is they're building a vaccine against it entirely. They're trying to end dysentery. That's the goal, is to end poo-poo. The liquid poo-poo. They want to end liquid poo-poo. It's a war on liquid poo-poo, which you and I lose 3 times a week. But he wants to, but what he had to do was, first of all, he got paid $7,000, which is a lot, but it was an 11-day study where every day you had to be isolated because you can actually give. Do you know that? They said about this is that certain types of dysentery are you can give it to someone. They're contagious. You can just from sitting next to them.
I just want to play the Oregon Trail on my old PC. I don't want to live back then.
Wait.
I feel like I would enjoy it, but then that's just because I'm watching movies from the comforts of my home.
Mm-hmm.
And then they always show you the best parts. They don't show you the liquid diarrhea that John Wayne had to take all the time.
Well, he also died of cancer because he was shooting movies on our version of nuclear test grounds.
Absolutely. And of course, bigotry kills. So Eberts, he was one of 16 healthy young adults. And so they found, man, like what's the, hey, you want to drink liquid shit? Come this way.
He said that he was literally brought into the fold by this ad, which is a parody of the Oregon Trail. And it says, Shigella vaccine research study, you have died of dysentery. It says it on the thing. And he did this. He responded to that. He clicked on that. He volunteered. And apparently what he did was, just the feeling of this. Where he was in a hospital.
We need to maybe, I don't want to segue this into anything serious, but maybe a living wage. Maybe we could take this time to say, I think the Amazon has busted all unions. Just seems like when we have a population that is so desperate for any amount of money, they would drink liquid shit.
We should just give people money, I agree. Money is just points. Just give them more points.
Maybe give them some points, some tickets, so they can get their Xbox.
Yes. But he said that it was kind of very harrowing because he went to school.
They have a picture of him.
The solution. Yeah, the solution. It's like, he said it tasted like nothing, but it tasted like saline. And he said he took it, and at first they look at you, right? So you have to sit in this room, you drink the bacteria, and then they look at you.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I felt fine. About 40 hours went past, and he said he felt like his whole body was taken over by the devil.
Oh my
where he just had
gosh.
103-degree fever, by bloody stool, shooting out of either ends. They would come in, they'd give him like what they said he called sad Gatorade, which
What's
was
sad
no
Gatorade?
No flavor. They just gave him like a rehydration solution.
Like a Pedialyte.
Yeah,
type
like a
thing.
Pedialyte, which you can get addicted to. I kind of like it.
I love a good Pedialyte. Well, this is a quote from Ebert, and I am actually going to say he's a healthy looking guy. He kind of looks like a UFC fighter. Might not be the brightest bulb, but who am I to tell? But this is what he had to say. He says, I don't want to make myself out to be a Mother Teresa here.
No, because she shot herself out. She did that on purpose.
This is what he said. I don't want to make myself out to be a Mother Teresa here. She would have done this for free. It's a big ask for someone to get dysentery. But now, of course, he's obviously, as I mentioned, not the brightest bulb because Mother Teresa did nothing for free.
Nothing. No,
As a matter
she
of
did it all
fact,
for money.
It was an entire con.
She's
and I
a fucking
believe,
scam.
have fraudsters covered Mother Teresa
No,
yet?
we're going to get there, though. No,
They
don't
will.
worry. We're going to come for that little old fucking lady. I can't wait to rip her one or two new ones.
Well, she's just full
It's
of
easy
lies.
to do with her fragile skin.
Well, she's long deceased.
No, Ebert, he said, I just like the process of this. So every day, he had to relieve himself when there's what they call is a toilet hat. They take a toilet hat, which I know what it is. They place it in a biohazard. So he had to shit in a toilet hat, and then he'd have to take the shit and put it in a biohazard bag, and then he'd have to carry it down the hall to the researchers that would then take little scoops out of it.
Hey, Nurse Pam, what do you got there? A new lunch, huh?
Yeah, it's called dynamic chocolate.
Fantastic. Let me just put a little straw in there.
Got you.
Oh, man, I got dysentery.
I knew it was shit.
Didn't have that on my 2022 bingo card.
We're gonna delete it.
So he said, this is another quote. He said, the entire time I was like, wow, this is an awful disease. And then he says, and then I just got really emotional, probably also because I was delirious about the thought of small children in the developing world
See?
dealing with this, which
He's
is
an
very
actual
sad.
hero.
He is. It's just, again, wow, I didn't realize that science, it never changes.
It doesn't. No, it's all experiments.
And don't forget, doctors back in the day, they were grave robbers.
They were very
And
scared of them.
And scientists were like satanic demons from hell. They were all Dr. Satan from House of a Thousand Corpses, according to most people.
But this is how the shit gets done. If you want to end
guess.
poo-poo on a mass scale, you are going to have brave volunteers go in there, get the liquid shits, and then you're going to have to go in there with your sword and your shield, much like anybody does what that Elder Scrolls is. I've seen pictures of it.
Yes,
they
I
go
know.
down there and they just go, I don't need a girlfriend. I
Yes.
have Elder Scrolls. And the other one goes like, I don't need a loving family or a job. I got Elder Scrolls. I'm a rogue.
Well, it'll be great on your deathbed. You can think about all the fun games you played, but then, of course, you'll forget everything, and your life will have been wasted. Look no further than one of our great friends. So apparently, 600,000 people die every year from Shigella bacteria.
Yeah, man.
And so there
Liquid
is,
shit ain't a joke, man.
but why isn't they got? I mean, I guess this is the research to make the vaccine.
the
Again,
idea.
I feel like, if there's 600,000 people that are going to die from it, can't you just go talk to one of them now?
No.
Why would you have to give it this? If 600,000 people have it, then you don't have to give it to somebody. You go to the person who has it.
They are a bummer, my friend. You can't spend all day with one of these guys all moaning about like, I'm dying, because you can't do anything for that guy.
You're supposed to save their life.
No. By then it's too late for them. You need somebody else. You need somebody who's fun to be around, somebody who can hang around. It's what on auditions for.
Yeah.
You meet these guys, you're like, I could spend 12 days and it's 12 hours a day with you having dysentery because you got a good attitude.
And interestingly enough, and I didn't even realize that this sentence was ever going to be uttered out of my mouth, when it comes to the rotavirus, it's the second leading cause of diarrhea death. So apparently it's the first leading cause of diarrhea death.
What's the first cause of
I'm
diarrhea?
sorry. The number
death?
one is rotavirus.
Oh, good. Go. Okay,
so
you're correct.
Shigella, step up your game. Number one. You're number two when it comes to the cause.
Number two's first
of
loser.
Diarrhea death, and then
Yeah.
the number one is the rotavirus.
Nobody cares about the Dallas Cowboys of liquid shit.
No, they don't. The Buffalo Bills, perhaps.
That's what I meant. See, though, I tried.
You did a great job. And so apparently you get Shigella from drinking bad water, eating some bad food. And if you are into poo-poo play, be very careful
dude.
that you're not getting dumped upon by someone who has infected bowels.
I'm taking this right down the pipe again. Listen, if you are going to be eating somebody's liquid shit, if you're going to be eating their shit, if you're going to be drinking their piss, and I mean this, they have to watch their diet. They really have to think about it. It can't be some rando. It needs to be some absolutely cryptic person that you know very well.
Absolutely. But if the vaccines doesn't provide at least 50% protection, then they're not going to go forward with it.
Think about how many more asses can get eaten with that vaccine.
Yeah.
Finally.
I mean, that's...
So you can finally take your assholes of the world tour. You've been saying this about how you wanted to lick an asshole in every country.
I have been saying that.
You can get the vaccine, and then you have that freedom, Kissel. You can go there, and you can go from South Malaysia, Upper Malaysia.
How many continents are there?
7.
I think I'm on it. I got the list going. Because what is Australia? Well, not Australia per se.
7 continents.
7, either way.
Thank fucking Christ. I'm so...
We'll get there.
Oh my God.
You're sick. Don't worry about it.
I'm just so... I spent hours reading UFO material. All right? I don't know anything about anything else.
What really bothers me about this story is Eberts, again, the 26-year-old hero that we're talking about. He was one of the unlucky ones who did not receive the placebo. My question is this. You go in there, you get the placebo. You still get the $7,000?
Yes. Because you're spending 11 days in the hospital.
So that doesn't seem fair to me.
No.
No.
But that's just life. That's called every fucking day you wake up and you roll those fucking dice. And you don't know what the hell's going to happen to you. You don't know whether or not you're going to get killed walking across the street.
Yep.
You don't know if a piece of a plane's going to fall off in the sky and impale you while you're taking your kids to fucking Catholic school. You know what the hell's going to happen.
You
right?
absolutely don't. That's why you have to live every day like it's your last. But that does not mean jerk off in public. That means try to...
say hello to someone.
There you go. You nailed it. Also, unless that means jerking off in public. So Ebert says, I truly could not move. And then he said, when he would go to the bathroom, it required a, quote, Herculean effort.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't remember that scene in Hercules.
No.
When he had to take the liquid dump.
No, but you know it was there. You know it was there, especially the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger, because he was new to America.
He says, every moment in the bathroom, to get up to wash my hands or to grab a paper towel, I would lie back down on the ground and just sit there for 5 minutes. This guy had a horrible experience.
This is actually making me feel more ill than I did.
Yeah, and then they say, if he did get the vaccine, that is really bad news for the vaccine. Yeah. So I don't even think he solved anything.
No, because apparently they are looking for and they have to have, obviously it has to be over 50%, but it's right now hovering around 70% efficacy. Efficacy? And it needs to get more than that.
Also, who's the person taking the pictures?
He took himself. That's a selfie.
That's a selfie?
That is a selfie. Yeah, he took that himself. He's got a good attitude and he put it up on the internet and he had a good time with it.
Yes, indeed. He also wrote, because now he has a fundraiser, and he says, having had this absolutely awful disease and having recovered fairly quickly thanks to the access to medical care, I really, really would like to use my 15 minutes of Twitter fame to help prevent it elsewhere. So this guy...
that's really good.
Quasi-hero of the week, but also...
not, though.
Not. Because,
there's another one. You've chosen something else.
Yeah. Wow, this is... holy crap. And wouldn't you believe it, when it comes to his idea here, for a fundraiser, 20 to 30 people have signed up.
Oh, not doing well. It's not really taking off. Well, it's because it's just money that's going to him, right? Or is he going to give it to people?
I mean, at this point, he should just take it.
Yeah.
Because...
yeah, he's just going to have to take it and just have to personally try to solve diarrhea within your community. Which means you're going to have to go to that B-dubs and close it down.
You're going to have to close it down.
You're going to have to, unfortunately...
You're going to
have to shut down the breakfast burrito at McDonald's.
I was also at B-dubs last night because they're all right by each other on Hollywood Boulevard.
You went to Dave Buster's?
I went to watch the third quarter at Dave & Buster's. No, I ended at Dave & Buster's. I went to watch the third quarter at B-dubs. They closed a little early. And then I went to Dave & Buster's.
Wow.
Isn't that fun?
I mean, you talk about just get your fill of microplastics. Honestly, I think it's really important.
Well, as we all know now, more plastic. We got to slow this sperm down.
Slow it down.
So, anyway, good for you, buddy. I just feel like don't bring it up on the first day, because Andy Warhol, everyone's going to get their 15 minutes. I don't think that he had. Maybe they slammed down one of the Campbell soups.
This is the 15 minutes.
This is his 15 minutes.
Yes.
He seems pretty relaxed with it.
I mean, we'll wait to
What about,
the
like,
next
rescuing
insurrection. If he shows up at the next insurrection, then we'll see. Now we see every Twitter celebrity's arc. If you don't end up at some point being like, stop the steal, whether it's like, someone's literally stealing bread from your home. I don't know.
You wait. There's going to be a lot of civil unrest in the future.
Very much so.
Can't wait.
Yeah. So you're going to do Hero of the Week?
Let's do Hero of the Week. It was kind of like that. Last guy was also sort of a hero.
He was a hero.
I got two of them. So everyone was sending me this one story, a pet duck, right? So there's this duck, and then it went through. This is actually a hero. So the pet duck led to a woman's body under a home.
Now, this is my question.
So,
can I just ask this? Did the duck have anything to do with the murder?
We don't know that. And as we know, ducks have a very dark sense of humor.
They do.
And we don't know. And they're dangerous. All fowl scare me. They really do. They're horrifying.
So how is this a hero?
Well, so he was ducking around, just being a duck.
Sure.
And then all of a sudden he's like, quack.
I can't do a Donald Duck voice.
We don't know how to do it.
can't do it.
No, it's IP.
So,
that's IP.
that's
Don't even
IP.
think about doing it. We're going to be
You're
sued into oblivion.
You're right. So he ducked around and found out?
He did. So Angela Wamsley and Mark Barnes are now charged with murdering
it?
Wamsley's grandmother, Nellie Sullivan.
Oh, so he's a narc.
He's a duck. And so Sullivan, this is the dumbest murder ever. Not that any murder isn't stupid, but the grandmother was in her 90s.
Yeah, don't kill her, man.
You have a maximum 10 years that you have to deal with it. But let's be honest, odds are she wasn't going to be making it that much longer. But I guess they just couldn't deal with her. So it became pretty apparent that almost immediately that Miss Sullivan had disappeared under what can now be said suspicious circumstances. Also, if you don't know, oh my God, this is going to sound very blue, but 90-year-olds, right? They die all the time. Yeah. If you are going to, don't dismember them. Like, honestly, all you have to do is like
lay her in bed. That's literally all you have to do is put a pillow over her face. You literally, that's the truth. If you want to kill your grandma and you don't want anybody to know, you just put a pillow over her face and she goes to sleep.
You know what happens? Natural causes.
Yep, done.
Just like that.
That's it, because they know when it comes down to it, they're not going to do an autopsy. You can even crush up a bunch of her medication and put it in her coffee and stuff.
Nana didn't know what she was up to.
She had no fucking clue what she was eating.
She thought it was
count.
chiclets.
She took twice of what she was supposed to take. She doesn't know. Grandma's dead.
Oh, no. Practice. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Grandma's dead.
Meanwhile, the duck's watching the whole time, taking fucking notes, being like, I know exactly what's going on.
Oh,
you
duck
can't
knows.
trust. This is what I'm saying, man. This is a problem. You can't trust a bird in your own home. I'm flipped on this, of course. Obviously, you chose the hero of the week, so immediately I have to find it to be a villain. I don't want to.
The grandmother also had dementia. She had a bunch of health issues.
Oh my
These people
God.
are
You
so
could have led her
frickin'
towards the highway. Honestly, you could have just dropped her off somewhere.
But anyway, so the duck solved the murder, kind of ducky in a duckish kind of way.
Wait a second. Okay, and then actually, can you read then figure? So the duck was just outside, and they saw a duck, and they're like, "Where's that duck going?" That's it.
Okay, so
The duck went, or did it go like quack quack, and then quack, quack, and point at the log?
well, we can continue then. Bucumbe County, that's where all this takes place. Investigators say a pet duck helped locate the body of this murdered woman. Now, how did the duck do it? Well, the duck, let's see here.
Because that's the central like crux of this. Of like, so did the duck talk? Did the duck say? Did the duck write in the dirt? Look under this log.
Apparently, the duck ran underneath the trailer at 11 Beady-Eyed Lane. It's literally called Beady-Eyed Lane.
That's where your grandmother goes to die.
It's horrible.
So they saw a
And
duck.
he said, okay, so
Where's
apparently,
that duck going?
Where's that duck going? Apparently, the duck ran underneath the trailer at 11 Beady-Eyed Lane, and as they were chasing after their pet duck, they ran across the container that Nellie Sullivan was located in. If I could give it that, and this is what everyone says, if I could give that duck a medal, I would.
For
and
what?
For being a duck. And dare I say, you can.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, of course.
give
You
the-
can waste your fucking money by giving the duck something that doesn't know what it is.
And just last, the hero, the U.S. military, gosh, what do they do with that bloated budget of theirs? 1945 American GIs. They stole a birthday cake from a 13-year-old Italian girl. This is when we didn't like the Italians because they were very pro-Nazi.
They partnered with the Nazis.
Exactly.
Allies.
But 77 years later, the Department of Defense found some room in the budget.
What?
And they gave this chick her birthday cake back.
Now, this is my question. I thought that might have been a euphemism for something far more nefarious. So
No.
they went and stole her birthday cake. But no, they just took two Jerry's. That was you guys. These two old-fashioned Joes.
American heroes.
The American heroes. They actually stole a cake.
From a 13-year-old girl. Exactly.
Now, we're supposed to say that the U.S. military in this action is a hero because they are just apologizing for a cake stolen already. They didn't just buy a random Italian woman a cake just to say thanks for being Italian.
She's 90 years old now. And so for the ceremony, National Archive workers dug up photographs from the battles in and around Vincenza, which I'm sure she wants to see.
You're 90
Isn't
years
that
old.
nice? You're 90.
You remember when everyone died?
Remember the war? Anyway,
So she's 90 years old, and she's still bringing up this cake?
I would never let it go.
I know, that's the thing. We forgot my
Ever.
mom's birthday. We did not get my mom a birthday cake one year, and that became Tonkin? Bay of Tonkin?
Battle of the Tonkins.
It's just the idea of like with the Lusitania, when they sunk the Lusitania. It's a big moment in our
Pearl
family.
Harbor.
I'm just saying, it was just such a big moment. It's just such a blight on the record of my home.
Why didn't you
It
get
was
your
the-
mom that birthday cake?
This is what I'm saying. It was a very hard time. And my father was allowed to be drunk once a year at that time period. And that it all lined up, didn't it? And it was bad. It was bad.
Well, according to Sergeant Peter Wallace, he says it was a little awkward, but it makes me feel great to give her the cake.
Yeah, because she was like, who are you?
Yeah.
Why are you here? Are you come? Basta Americano.
Yes, I'm sure she wasn't too thrilled.
Yeah, they probably was terrified when these military men showed up at her house, just being like, because first of all, like, here's a cake, and you're like, is it a bomb?
Right, and then it's surrounded by old photos of all your dead
Look
relatives.
at the trauma, look at this.
And
Do you
then-
remember when you were Nazis?
This is what she says. She says, tomorrow we will eat that dessert with all my family remembering this wonderful day that she said she'll never forget again until she does, because she will.
Bringing up
because
that
she's
cake.
90. Anyway, so the Department of Defense, your hero of the week.
so
Isn't that
upset.
nice? Because they gave that woman that they stole the cake from her cake back 77 years later.
I'm so upset. It's
Yeah.
just so many things that could be fixed.
Right. But one at a time. One
That must have
one
been the top of the
90-year-old
list.
woman at a time.
Do you think it's just Joe Biden's looking to bang? Yeah, let me be clear. Bring that Italian whore over here.
I can't wait for Biden's bang bus. It's going to be a fantastic tour.
It's going to be, the worst part is the beep, 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 as it has to get down so you can get the
Yes.
wheelchair up on it.
Absolutely, and that's about access.
Yes.
Don't we need more ADA access in this country. All right, Henry, what do we got for letters?
Let me read this fucking letter. This is about geoengineering, and it's going to be fascinating.
Okay.
All right, last week's episode, you guys talked about geoengineering and asked if anybody knew anything about it. Well, as one of the people who so unfortunately has to have to research all of geoengineering's realisticness and a scientific context, I feel I should respond.
Okay.
To extremely oversimplify my job, I tell aerospace companies if their ideas are good or not. A few years ago, a company asked if geoengineering was realistic and or reasonable. The resounding answer was no.
Why?
There are two major areas in geoengineering that I studied: change the atmosphere and change the amount of sun the Earth receives. Changing the atmosphere entails either pumping gas into the atmosphere that would reflect sunlight, like the opposite of a greenhouse effect,
Okay.
or pumping chemicals into the ocean to increase oxygen production by ocean algae.
So this is what they're thinking about, huh?
We're taking charge.
Wow.
The ocean thing is a terrible idea, as proven by an attempt a few years ago off the Pacific Northwest that failed and actually made things worse.
How do people who are smart become so dumb?
They just have big ideas.
Yeah.
And like me, people talk about, how every community should have a tank. I think that's a
That's
great
the
idea.
1033 program, and they all do.
But we
So.
should know. But the people, again,
You
if they-
could get one.
every neighborhood should have a person that is allowed to command the tank, and it is decided divided by block. Each block votes per month who gets to man the tank, and that tank is supposed to be used to defend the neighborhood if the cops decide to go into martial law.
Is it weird? I think that's kind of a small idea.
I'm just saying, but yes, think locally, act globally. Is that it? That or you flip it?
I think that's right.
To continue. So, but the problem is that once we start to try to change the amount of sun that hits the earth, that's when the wheels really fall off. The general concept is that humans should somehow put reflective or blocking material around the earth to reduce the amount of sunlight that we get. Think a less aggressive version of the Terminator apocalypse.
Oh, great.
So one such concept is to place thousands of mirrors into orbit around the earth. The exact quote from the paper that suggested this was, quote, thousands of mirrors in underlined random orbits, which for space people is the scariest possible sentence you've ever heard. Placing things in random orbits is not advised, as those random orbits tend to collide with things that we care about. Bye-bye GPS, cell phone signal, and weather monitoring.
Great.
The other idea to reduce the sunlight reaching Earth is to put a cloud of moon dust in between the Earth and the sun. Now, the paper does not get into how they would do that, or how you get the moon, how do you gather the moon dust?
You got to get a big broom, maybe.
You like in Spaceballs with a big vacuum cleaner, right? It went from suck to blow, and that's the thing. Like, because then it goes out. Because then they would say, then how do you put the moon dust out? How do you make sure the moon dust then stays in place? All right, but who cares? But these are details.
Oh, they're pretty big ones.
These are details for some other fucking nerd.
Macro details.
Whatever, dude. But I do think it's interesting. I know that in tech, so yes, all of this is horrible, blah, 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 blah. But I think it's interesting, and I think the idea of really thinking past our bullshit, how does humankind enter the universe? How do we travel the stars?
Well, I don't know. I think we could probably just kind of leave the sun alone for the most part.
I say the sun should pay.
Yeah.
Let's bomb the sun.
That is a fun idea. I watched Spaceballs before I watched Star Wars.
Oh, yes.
I don't know if it ruined Star Wars for me, but the entire time I was like, Spaceballs is better.
Oh, yeah. It is. I do like it. And now, when I was around 7 years old, this is a ghost story. Okay. When I was around 7 years old, my mom was studying for her master's degree in archaeology and, as she is originally from Mexico, decided to specialize in Mayan and Aztec archaeology.
Ooh, cool.
One time, whilst my mom and myself were on holiday in Mexico, she booked a tour of an Aztec pyramid, can't remember which one, that was organized by one of her friends who was quite high up in the academic research area about Mayans and Aztecs.
Okay.
Right? My mom asked if she could bring me along, and they agreed. Whilst on the tour, we had exclusive access inside the pyramid and a full tour of the location along with a few other archaeologists. Now, afterwards, my mom invited them all to lunch at the hotel we were staying in nearby as a thank you. As my mom knew I'd be bored whilst they were chatting over lunch, she let me buy a notebook and pen from the gift shop for me to draw in.
Simpler times.
Simpler times.
Yeah.
Now, here's the creepy part. As we were sat at lunch and I was doodling some random patterns in the notebook, one of the archaeologists looked over to me and asked if they could see what I was drawing. After picking up the notebook, he asked me, "Where did you see these symbols?" And I said, I didn't, I just made them up. After I said that, the archaeologist suddenly said that they had to leave, and they left quickly. Anyway, turns out I drew the 9 symbols of the 9 layers of the underworld that are in the Aztec belief system, all in the correct order.
Cool.
Maybe it was just a coincidence. Or maybe an Aztec ghost wanted to say hello from beyond the grave.
Whoa, that's awesome. I love
or it
that.
just shows you how easy it is to make up a hieroglyphic.
Well, that's the thing, because the people
You can
that
just
made
make it up. And then these guys, all they do all day long is stare at them.
Absolutely.
Right? And so eventually they're like, "Hey, here's one."
Yep. I mean,
They're like, "You did it again."
he did it again. Yeah, people are, we're not that unique.
Parallel thinking.
Indeed.
Maybe she's being Carlos Mencia. You remember?
Oh, I loved that when people took that stand-up so seriously.
Yeah, man. They
treated it like it was bigger than the Iraq Wars
And
1
it's
and 2,
really not.
and the Afghanistan Wars 1, 2, 3, 4.
Remember,
5.
Netflix is a joke. Come and see us over at Friday at the Avalon. And it is going to be a rip-roaring time.
We're just going to read their stock reports.
I am upset. And they just announced that they're cutting back on stand-up specials as well.
Also, we will be giving out our passwords. So you guys can have those.
You can have those. You can have those, and we should all just have one as a listening community.
I agree.
All of the last podcasts. And you're going to love our new community outreach. You're going to love.
Mm-hmm.
No, I got to reverse it.
Okay.
You're going to live.
You're going to live it.
And you're going to live knowing that you just got Netflix for free from the two grooviest denim-clad fuckers you ever met in your life.
And that's
you're gonna
great,
just
'cause
fucking laugh about it. Every time you're gonna sit, you're gonna sit and watch some of your favorite comedies,
Raymond.
like Come and See, that Polish film about war.
Sure.
You'll see all of everybody else's favorite comedies, like Hereditary. And
Every
you'll
movie
laugh.
that came out 20 years ago, you'll have it right there.
Absolutely nothing but the premium. The premium original programming that Netflix makes up and then cancels a year and a half later, so you then can't watch a show that has no ending.
But don't forget, they also don't pay their actors
They
well.
don't pay their
So who
actors well.
cares?
There's no such thing as residuals, and you're going to love knowing for a fact there's another way that Netflix has replaced all the studios in a new and inventive ways of screwing people over. But guess what? We're there making money for them, so we'll see you there.
Netflix is a joke.
Netflix is a joke. Friday.
Can't wait to see you. Yes, it'll be nice, man. And yeah, we can't wait to see you on Friday.
And
also,
I promise by then I'm not going to have a bellyache.
I hope that my side is cleared up too. I feel like Letterman over here,
Jeez.
just grabbing my side. All right, everyone.
You
Thank
just sat in a car.
I know. Isn't that
We
weird?
need to stretch.
I know. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Hail yourselves.
Hail Satan.
Congratulations.
Naomi.
Absolutely.
Naomi.
And Marcus is going to be back this week.
Yeah, he's going to be fucking back. He doesn't have any choice.
Stronger than ever.
Well, he'll be back. He'll be in a chair. You'll see it. This show is made possible by listeners like you. Thanks to our ad sponsors, you can support our shows by supporting them. For more shows like the one you just listened to, go to lastpodcastnetwork.com.